You know, the greatest advantage a man has in this dating market compared to women is that they can be alone for a longer period of time than a woman can. I genuinely believe this because a lot of the times in the dating market, men are just trying to rush it, right? So they end up finding like the wrong woman, or they end up committing to something that they don't want, or they end up sleeping with somebody that genuinely ruins their life and they didn't intend to do it because they rush so much. You want to increase your body count. That's what all the guys are saying right now online. Increase your body count, sleep with as many women as possible. Here's the thing, bro. You have a lot of time. Time is on your side. You don't need to rush anything. You can take time to vet a woman. You can take time to really figure out, okay, how is this gonna go? Let me learn about her a little bit more. You don't have to sleep with her on the first date, bro. You don't have to do that. You may feel the society's pressure of like, you're a man who sleeps with a woman on the first date, yada, yada, yada. No, you don't have to do that. And I've been the man on both sides. I've been the man that can sleep with a woman on the first date. And I've been the man that waited a couple days or a week or a long enough period of time to really analyze what I'm getting myself into. And you have to use that to your advantage because a lot of men are very lonely right now, right? And there's men, I guarantee you, that die virgins. There are men that die virgins, but I don't believe that there are women who die virgins if they've lived a long enough life. Obviously, I know there's going to be people in the comments that are like, "Oh, well, what if she dies early?" No, like if she's lived a decent amount of time, she's not going to die a virgin. There are men who genuinely die a virgin, which I feel sorry for them, right? That's a sad statistic to realize. But you as a man have to understand that time is on your side. You don't necessarily have a biological clock. Women do. They have a biological clock. And also, the world is at a point where you can create your own safety. You can create your own provisioning. Where there's a lot of women who genuinely need a man for safety. And for women who say that they don't need a man for safety, okay, you still go to the police. And the police are only with you when you call them, right? Imagine if you have a man that is with you, you have protection no matter what, especially if he's competent. But you as a man need to take this whole entire advantage that you have and milk it out until you find the right woman, a woman who is high value. I hate saying the word high value. How can we say it's high quality, right? Not high value, high quality. You find a woman that's high quality, cool. Now you can escalate, but you can take the time. And it took me not too long to figure that out. And what you're going to find is that you're going to attract more women because you don't have that needy energy. You don't have that energy of like, oh, I need this woman. I need her to like me. You don't need her to like you. You can take time. You can go on dates with women and things don't work. Cool. You're still working on yourself. You're still improving your self-image. You have time to improve your self-image so that you can attract, because here's the truth. Men attract what their self-image attracts. The women that you're attracting right now come from your self-image. So it's better to take your time and build your self-image, which means your internal view of yourself and the external manifestation of what that internal view looks like, right? That's your full self-image. You can build that up over time and you will start to attract higher quality women. But the men who want to rush it, the men who think that they don't have time, the men who think, oh, I need to date this, I need to date this woman, I need to do this, that needy energy will get you completely fucked up in the dating market, completely. I took my time, bro. I took my precious time. I did get into a few long-term relationships in the past, like 2 to 3 years plus. But at the end of the day, I still afterwards gave myself time and allowed for the right woman to find me. That's the advantage that you have. You have the time to allow for the right woman to find you. Now, with women, it's a little different, right? Because they have a biological clock. If they want to have kids, you got till you probably 30, right? So the time is crunching and women are looking. You think women are looking for a man from the age of 18 to further, even younger, they're looking for that at this point, which is crazy. But from 18 plus, they're seeking a man in one way, shape, or form. You as a man have the freedom to not have to deal with any of this shit, to not have to deal with a woman that doesn't cooperate, that you don't have to deal with a woman who gives you a headache every single day. You don't need to do any of that. You can literally take your time and only be selective and be with high quality women. Now, the cool part about this is your standards will start to rise. So as you know that you have this time to build yourself up, you have this time to build your finances, you have this time to build your physique, you have this time to do all these things, you now can relax. And I would still say go on dates with women because you have to understand female nature. You can go on dates with women and not sleep with them, fellas. I'm telling you, it's actually more attractive if you can do that. Women will throw themselves at you a lot more when you can do that. And that's how, for me, it's always worked. Every time I've gone on dates, my mindset was never, and maybe this, you guys can take this as a tip. My mindset was never like, oh, I have to sleep with her tonight. No, literally that was an afterthought. That just happened. And usually the woman initiates that for the most part. Right? I would let the woman initiate that. I would literally just act like I didn't care. I would just go on the date. And by the way, the date wasn't expensive. I would always take them to like low key places. Nothing crazy, low effort. That's it. I would not ever have that in my mentality because again, if you've ever read this book, read it. Reality Transurfing. Everywhere, anything that you put excess potential in, life will end up giving you the opposite of that thing that you put so much importance on. Excess potential is just over importance of a specific thing. So the more that you can remove the excess potential of you wanting to sleep with women, you wanting to rack up your body count, and you start to really vet these women and you start to understand how to vet these women, you will actually start to get better women that come to you as you level up, as you understand women a bit better, as you know what questions to ask certain women, you will start to level up a lot more and you will start to have better, higher quality women who will give you what it is that you want, who will be able to submit to the life that you want, to the frame that you have. But the more that you rush it, the more that you think you have to be this man who's Casanova and you don't realize that your superpower is time. Your superpower, I'm not gonna lie, you can be up to 40 years old. Like my goal, if you guys don't know, I'm married, right? But even in the process before that, when I was just in the talking stages, or even before that, when I was just talking to a bunch of different women, my mindset was I wasn't gonna get married until I was 45, maybe 50, right? And I never ever cared about if a woman wanted to sleep with me the first night or not. I never cared whenever I was on dates, whenever I was talking to women. It showed he doesn't give a fuck, and it's more attractive. And I literally got to a point where I developed myself so much and my self-image so much that I attracted exactly who I wanted. Exactly who I wanted to a T in terms of personality, in terms of what they can provide to me, in terms of how I can cohabitate with this person. It took time, but time is on my side. And that's the advantage you have. That's what most men don't realize. You can use that advantage and you can get the best women possible for you. The women that are for you, there's a difference here, right? And so when you start to understand this whole idea of time and the fact that you can literally, men can be alone for a long period of time. It's true, we can handle that. And some of us have to handle that because we don't even have an option. Right? So you have to use that to your advantage and build yourself up. Go to the gym, get in the best shape that you possibly can, rewire your mind. Go through a process where you're just changing your thoughts, you're changing your beliefs, you're changing your emotions, you're changing the actions that you have to take to get to the best version of yourself, to get to the life that you want. And allow for women to come in and out and just vet them out. And now you can easily on a date say, man, I don't really like her that much. All right, cool. It was great meeting you. I'll catch you later or something. And never talk to the woman again. You can do that. Women think they can do that until time runs out. Until they're like, shit, what was I doing all this time? But you as a man, you don't need to worry about that. You can take your time. You can. You can take your precious time. But while you're taking that time, interact with women. Don't be an incel. Don't do that, right? But you can understand that, okay, I don't need to go any further than a conversation right now. I don't need to go any further than maybe hanging out the next time. And if it does get pushed and escalated and you want to go that far, you want to sleep with the woman, by all means, go do it. But again, be careful, right? Be careful. Always be careful in this climate. Don't just be reckless about it. A lot of these guys who are dating coaches and stuff like that, they won't tell you that. I'm going to tell you, be very, very careful with who you decide to sleep with. Vet them out as best as you possibly can. Be able to spot high quality women without you having to deal with them for months at a time to figure out whether they're good or not. There are traits, there are different questions you can ask. And I made a video not too long ago about the top 3 questions you can ask on a first date. Those are things that I've done where it improved my odds significantly. I never used to ask those questions, and I used to get these exact type of women that I'm like, why do I keep getting this type of woman? Again, that was also my self-image that was attracting that type of woman. But you as a man have the time to build your self-image to where you can be where you need to be. And if on the way that you're building that self-image, you stumble upon a woman who's attracted to you, who wants you, because let the woman want you. You don't need to always want the woman. Yeah, you can desire her, you can think she's attractive, but you don't need to be chasing all of the time. You can allow for women to chase you because you are the prize. And again, a lot of guys, I know this sounds red pilly and maybe whatever, but that's actually my mindset. The man is the prize. Because what women internally know is that there are millions of beautiful women out there, but there are not millions of capable men out there. I know because a lot of women complain. They're like, man, where are men who actually are solid? I cannot, all of these men are so bad. All of these men are bums. All these men are this. All of these men are that. Whereas as a man, if you develop yourself, you're like, man, there is a sea of beautiful women who would submit to me if I chose them. Your options become endless. But you have to take the time to develop yourself. You have to take the time to deal with women, understand women, to understand how they think, to understand how they move, to understand all of these things. And then everything will start to work out. Even if you don't have sex until you're 25, 26, 27, you have time. You have time. It's better to wait than to get with a woman that completely ruins your life. Whether it's you accidentally got her pregnant because you couldn't control yourself and you didn't know how to pull out, you didn't know how to do any of that stuff, or you didn't put a condom on, or she gives you a Me Too case because you somehow blow up in a year or two and now she wants to recoup the shit that she had. It's better to wait it out. Did I do this my entire adult life, like young adult life? No. I was fucking around. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I was over here going left and right, doing this, and that. But then I realized, man, my advantage, I don't need a woman right now. I don't need it. I will when I want a child, but that will only take place when I'm fit to be a father. So right now, let me just build myself up. And then your aura starts to go crazy. You start to go places, and if anybody, a lot of my friends will say that when I'm in public places, even my girl says this, I don't see anybody. I don't see any woman. My girl will be like, Martelda, that girl's looking at you. That girl's looking at you. Did you see her looking at you? Did you see her looking at you? And she says it in like just a regular conversational way. She's not saying it because she's jealous, but she just says it. She tells me, she's like, they all look at you. And I'm like, they did? I literally didn't even notice. I didn't even notice when I first met my wife now. She said, I was looking at you. I was like, I didn't even know. I was literally just so locked into like whatever I had going on. I went out with my friends, but I was so locked into the conversation. Women were coming up. I didn't care, bro. And that just attracts them so much more because they're like, he doesn't need me, which means he's valuable to a certain extent. Because a man who shows his neediness to a woman makes her feel like she's the catch, makes her feel like, why does he need me so much? What is he missing that I'm going to give to him? And what can he even give me? But when you have that lack of neediness and you can be alone and you enjoy your time alone. Fellas, I enjoyed my time alone. I enjoy my time with my wife now. It's amazing. But I also enjoyed my time alone. I did. I enjoyed that shit. I enjoyed not talking to women for months at a time, not caring. It was great. Because it gave me time to figure out who I was, to figure out my identity, so that when I do interact with a woman, I can now have a frame to where I don't give a fuck if you shit test me. I know myself so well that you will not be able to manipulate me. You will not be able to change me. I am me forever. My identity is locked forever. My self-worth is at a high. It is locked for life. Any woman that's ever interacted with me, I always remember what they say. You just are a valuable person. Like you have this thing to you. Like you just don't need me. And some women, it scares them because they're so used to guys who need them so fucking much. I need her. Oh, he needs me. So now she can withhold sex from you. Weaponize that shit and make you feel and make you do every little thing, make you grovel on the floor because she wasn't giving you some cat. Man, I got to a point that happened to me in previous relationships. I didn't give a fuck. I was like, oh, really? You want to play that game? Cool. I don't need this shit anyway. I got shit to do. And then, you know, as a man, you get to a point where you want it. And then if she's not giving it to you, somebody else will. So you go to somebody else. That's why I don't condone cheating, but I understand if you do that from the perspective of you're actually literally locked in that relationship and you have to stay. And again, fellas, this does happen. There are women who threaten you with suicide. There are women who threaten you with all kinds of shit to keep you in that relationship. And sometimes you may not even be thinking too much. You may be thinking, damn, I can't leave because she's gonna hurt herself and stuff like that. You just stay along and you go do the shit that you need on the side because she's not giving you shit anyway. Or you're trapped, you live with a woman and stuff like that. She was the wrong woman because you didn't vet her properly. And now you got to live with her. And now you're still going to go, you go do what you got to do. Never, ever feel like she's the one I have to stay with. Bro, you have time. You have time. And time is on your side, bro. A man's prime is until he's 35. You have time. I hope this was valuable for you. I hope you learned something about this. Again, if you're interested in any sort of learning communication, building your communication skills, charisma, stuff like that, fitness, getting jacked, shit, YouTube, building your YouTube channel, going viral, building an audience, all of that, all of those programs, links will be in the description. I am putting together a dating course because I have gotten guys who have been messaging me to make a dating course. Never wanted to get into this space at all, fellas, at all. But it does seem like there is a big demand for this, so I'm gonna rock with it. Because again, I'm married, I've dated many different women, I've had every option I've ever wanted, everywhere that I go. I think I'm qualified enough to be able to talk about this. So that's what I'm gonna do. I am young, I'm 28, but I have a lot of experiences that can help other men, I believe, that are a few steps behind me. So that's why I'm focusing on these videos and I'm lacing it in with masculinity, self-improvement. All of that is laced into the message. So even if you see the topic is about women, it's also about you. Because if you can't change yourself, you'll never be able to attract a woman who's solid. And take that from me, because I used to attract women who were not solid. And then I started attracting women who were solid when I changed myself. When I changed my identity, I shift my self-image. I have an identity shifting course in there as well. All of that shit changed when I changed myself. So I appreciate you, and I'm gonna catch you on the next video.